Squid Games was one of the best first seasons I've ever watched, ever, to be honest. I remember back a few years ago when I first started this channel, I reacted to the first season of Squid Game. It was amazing. I love all the characters. I love the concept of Squid Game, that these people that are in debt are so desperate that they have to go into a game where it's not all friendly or whatnot. It's about life and death. And you even have to sacrifice certain people in order to get the amount of more money you want. And then it's all about morals and the question of if this even worth it, if I kill all these innocent people, well, most of these innocent people that not only do I have to go against, but are my teammates who can also be my enemy. So the whole thing about Squid Game is just amazing to me, and it was really fun reacting to the first season. I love all the characters. I love Gihan. He started off as this goofy man that was in debt. Like, he was like you good old, out of his luck type of guy who was taking care of his mom. He even put her in danger, and so he has to. He just so desperate that he's seen a random man play this game and was involved with something that he did not expect would change his life forever. And then there's other multiple things like the elite, the one percenters, the rich folks that are taking over this game and watching these poor folks fight over this money, and they're all just laughing, giggling, even doing some Diddy parties in the middle of it all. And you see all that also with the brothers, the black mask and the cop. All that was great to see. And I'm gonna be honest, I was one of the first people that did not want the second season, because I thought the first season was so good, was so amazing. How can you top it? How can you have a second season of this? Where it ended should have ended right there. But then it got too popular. You had folks doing actual games on YouTube on Squid Game, which is weird because that defeats the entire purpose of Squid Game. You also had other people doing actual games on Roblox or GTA or whatever, playing the Squid game. So it was undeniable that this show was going to get a second season. And, with me, with the second season, it was more of, I'll see it when I see it. And we're here today, and the second season finally came out. So what did I think of the second season of Squid Game? What I can tell you is that this show is really well done. It's really good still. And I see people saying, oh, nobody talking about Squid Game like the first season. Of course, because the first season of Squid, you're not going to top the first season of Squid Game. It's like once you first experience having an intercourse or driving the first time, anything you do for the first time, it's not going to hit the second time. You're going to do the first time, it's going to be amazing. You do it the second time, it's like, oh, I did this before. I see where this is going. And this is what the second season was. It just reminded you how good the first season was. But at the same time, this season was really good. And if it wasn't called Squid Game, it would be one of the best seasons of television from the last year, in my opinion. And so the second season, you basically get back to Gihan. And for the past 2 or 3 years, he is just looking for these masked men that had captured him and put him through hell in the first season of Squid Game. If you watch the first season, you notice that Gihan had this old man that was with him throughout the whole games, along with, I forgot the number of that girl, but it was 456. It was a brown gentleman that was with him. It was the old man. It was the young girl. and I believe it was somebody else. But I remember those people specifically throughout the whole game, and we'll get to them in a moment. At the end of the first Squid Game, we noticed that the old man all along was the mastermind behind the game of Squid Game. And it messed me up because in the reaction, I ain't gonna lie, I was in tears. I was like, damn, they killed the old man. Not only did they kill the brown guy, who I felt bad for, but they killed the old man. It was the marble game, and they was getting back and forth with the flashbacks. I was like, damn, why they killed the old man? And then at the very end, you find out that this old man that you cared for and was crying over after, quote unquote, he died, he lived and was the mastermind of the whole game. I was like, damn, I'm not getting fooled like that again. And so we head to the second season. Gi-han realized everything that happened the first season, and he's trying to capture the black masked man that he met in the first season, that's now taking over the game from the old man. Along with that, the brother of the masked man, who got shot by his brother in the forest, who the black masked man, and he trying to find the island as well, going through boats, searching throughout the ocean, seeing which island it is, and he's having a difficult time finding it because it's a hard spot to find. Gi-han going back to Gi-han, he was so desperate that he called the people that he owed money to find this masked man and his group of masked followers. That took him, like I said, 2 to 3 years. And eventually they found him. I don't want to get anything any further, so I'll just say he finds a way to get back in the game. And that's basically like the first or second episodes that you know about. Let me say the negatives first, because I think we should start from there. It's not as good as the first season, which is not a bad thing, because you can't top probably one of the greatest first seasons. Well, it should be a limited series, but one of the first seasons of television. No spoilers. If you're somebody like Gi-han who experienced all the things that happened the first season, you went through betrayal, you seen the deaths, you went through all that, is it appropriate to make the same mistakes in the second season? Mind you, he's been searching, he's been researching, he's been doing all he can to find this group, because he's trying to destroy this company so that all the innocent folks that are into gambling debt or owing money to the government or whatever, he's trying to save them. He has all this in his mind. He's not thinking about anything else. He even left his family at the end of the first season so that he can focus on destroying the company and helping everybody else. Would you make the same mistake in the second season? Would you? I'm gonna say I wouldn't. I would think twice of everything that's happening around me. So those are like my two negatives on the second season of Squid Game. Mostly all I have is positives. I really enjoyed this second season, y'all. I like the new characters that they brought in. One more thing before I get into the positives of the characters. They show this girl in the beginning who's in this bunny suit, and let's just say she's one of the masked people. And I guess they are waiting for the next season to come, but I felt like you introduced this woman who's doing these things as this masked person, and we don't get anything further than that. Also, we don't get much of the cop either. We see him in like the first 2 or 3 episodes, little sprinkles here and there in the middle of the episodes going forward, and it's just like I need more. But I guess they went into the second season, so yeah, we I guess we gonna wait on that. But the positives, I love the new characters that are here. There's a mom and the son that's here, and the son's so pathetic, man. He owes so much debt that the mom was worried, so she joined the game so the son don't get any more debt, and he joined it anyway so he can get more money. But you ended up liking them because of their dynamic and how much they care for one another. And then the tension is you question if the son actually cares about the mom. There's a pregnant woman here who's also going through some things, and you're feeling some tension with her because this is a pregnant woman in the Squid Games. So she can break her water. Somebody can do something crazy while she's pregnant. We don't want to get into another red wedding situation. So you're just like, oh my God, why is she going through these games? Ugh. Okay, I'm trying not to spoil any more characters, but I will say there is the MVP of this series besides Gihan. There is a character who's transgender, and she is amazing, man. I love this. I try to say her name, but I'm trying not. I'll just say this transgender woman is amazing in this show. She's the MVP. Once you watch the show, you're gonna be like, "Oh, she is cool. She is the coolest. I like her." So, yeah, I love watching her in the show. There's also this comedic new character named Thanos. Yes, his name is Thanos. He's a rapper who owes a lot of money, and he's addicted to drugs. He gets high all the time so he can get through the games and not get nervous. He has his own crew. Basically, one of the antagonists of the series. And one more thing, what I love about the transgender woman, the mother and the son, and this is one other lady. They have this sequence where they play the first game. Let's just say it's a relay. And it reminded me of Gihan and his crew from the first season so much that for some reason, I just teared up a bit because it just reminded me of how much fun it was seeing them in the first season and how they had to get through the games, how they were helping one another, and how much you get to know each of these characters and why they are here. And I just love that, man. Yeah, it was just so much fun watching the show. I can't wait for the third season. It reminded me how great the first season was. And as much as this second season wasn't as good as the first season, this is still really good television. And that besides it being more popularized, not only with like YouTube and people playing the games in Roblox or whatever, but directors like David Fincher directing an adaptation, an American version of Squid Game. Squid Game in itself as a show is still a great show. And I'm highly confident that Netflix and the people that's working on it will conclude it greatly. And that's all I have to say about my review. Well, not quick now because it's like 17 minutes. But review of the second season of Squid Game. So, highly recommend watching it.